Hey guys, welcome to another video. Um, this is really just a video of me practicing my merge tactics, BFM, and just different maneuvers. Originally, this was going to be a different style of video going over the tactics that I employ, but I couldn't get the camera work to move the way I wanted it to, so I'll have to redo that another time. I know I have a mixed viewership in a sense when it comes to the videos that I make. I'll have some videos that are watched a lot, that pertain to me practicing various tactics, and I also have the videos where I'm playing a multiplayer that get a decent amount of views. So I figured that this video would probably help someone who is interested in BFM or just wants to watch me practice so that they can get better, because I've seen some comments like that prior in my past videos. I was gonna make this a no commentary video, but I figured I would kind of put a voice to it, so yeah. So typically in my videos, well, more recently in my F4 videos, you'll see me do my brake turn, and what I'm doing is I'm putting myself perpendicular to the bandit, either beaming or notching the bandit, and this allows me to break the bandit's radar track. In the F4, you're gonna have a hard time competing in BVR because you don't have the tools necessary to outrange or kind of out-joust the modern fighters that you're going to be going up against. So you're going to have to come up with ways to get in close and take away that advantage that they have, which is something that you typically see me do a lot of. DCS is an interesting sim, because a lot of people tend to navigate towards the more advanced aircraft without understanding that there are other aircraft used by various countries that don't have that same capability. So it's important to understand how to play to your strengths and exploit or create weaknesses in order to use your aircraft, which is why I love flying as underdog or using underdog aircraft. So like I said, this is just some BFM, trying out different maneuvers and, getting a feel for the F4 a little bit more, so I don't have to reference my speed so much. So the flanker, as most know, is a very good radius fighter. It will turn circles around you all day. So the key here for me is maintaining my high energy and not allowing myself to get sucked into a slow moving turn fight that a lot of people end up doing. So I unload here to gain some more energy before we close, so that I can use that energy to reverse back into the flanker and have the possibility of using the vertical if I need to, or just holding on to that energy to exploit any kind of mistakes that the flanker makes. Now look at that turn right there. That is what a flanker does best. That turn was ridiculous, and now he's got his nose on me. I want to use the vertical because I know he burned a lot of energy doing that maneuver just now, so I can take advantage of that. The only trouble is if he pulls his nose up at me, I'm going to be in a bad situation because I'll be going slow in the vertical and meeting him up the top, and he will definitely come back down faster than I will. So the flanker is very tricky. So now I unload, drop my nose. I want to get some energy back before I recommit, which is something you're going to want to do a lot of in the F4. So come back in, nose hot. And now I unload again, get some more energy before I recommit. nothing spectacular here, just meeting head engagement. And I'm going to go for a lead turn. Take advantage of the higher energy that I have to get above the flanker. And now I'm going to stay up here because I want to force the flanker to point his nose up and come fight me up here. But the AI refuses and instead does a nice flat turn to get his nose hot on me and take advantage of that tight turn radius that he has.
8 o'clock now.
I'll say the AI's BFM is really good comparative to where it used to be. So now once again, I'm keeping my nose up. I want the flanker to burn energy in the vertical. And then when it burns that energy, I just put my nose down and extend away, because I know he's not going to be able to get his nose around fast enough. So now I can unload a little bit, come down, and pull back into him, and then use his energy to get right back above him in the vertical.
9 o'clock high now, 9 o'clock high.
So now the flanker is going to pull his nose up. Okay, no, it's not this time. The AI is really crafty. You're going to see here in a sec. So the flanker just goes purely in the vertical here, which is smart. And you're going to see that why this works. Now I bite on this because I want to practice doing well and also making mistakes. But this is why this is problematic. I followed him in the vertical, which cost me a lot of speed, and this is where the flanker shines. So now I'm losing speed while trying to gain it back, and he can just maneuver and dance around me at that low energy threshold. This is not where you want to be.
He's at our 1 o'clock.
It's now a neutral head-on.
He's at our 2 o'clock. He's at our 1 o'clock.
Flanker really taking advantage of that tight turn.
He's at our 1 o'clock.
Now I'll just extend downward to gain more energy.
He's at our 9 o'clock high.
And then reverse. Now, getting into a slow reversal against the flanker, you don't want to do. But like I said, I'm trying to make mistakes and compensate for those mistakes, just so I can kind of get a better feel for what I would need to do in certain situations. Now he's on my 6, so I'm going to do some jinking and some reverse turns with the rudder kicks to kind of get him off my 6 and force him to overshoot.
8 o'clock now.
Once the flanker realizes he's losing his slow scissors, levels out and gets out of there. So the AI is actually a lot better when it comes to BFM. So just because the flanker is a better low-speed maneuverability kind of aircraft doesn't mean you can't get slow as well to reverse situations such as that.
He's at our 10 o'clock. He's at our 1 o'clock.
Now I climb above the flanker because I want
He's at our 4 o'clock.
him to pull his nose up to me and lose energy in the vertical, but I actually end up losing sight of him, unfortunately.
He's at our 8 o'clock.
So this is the perfect situation to learn from.
Oh, he's on our 6.
Flankers on my 6. I don't want to outrun it because that's not going to help. I'll stay in front of him.
He's at our
So I
7
chop
o'clock.
my throttle, drop my air brakes, and I force him to overshoot and reverse into him.
2 o'clock, 2 o'clock now.
So with BFM, energy is everything. Just because you aren't in a plane that is or excels at low speed maneuverability does not mean you don't
You're right behind him.
take advantage of an error in your opponent's flying. So a flanker can, just because it's a great low speed aircraft doesn't mean that
He's at our 12
you
o'clock.
can't counter it by going slower, especially when it has an excess amount of energy. So let's see. So this tight check turn, I know I can't really follow those, but I think this is where he levels out and kind of gives up.
He's right in front of you.
But yeah, nothing crazy, just me practicing.
He's at our 2 o'clock.
But if you watched it, hey, thanks for watching. If not,
8
see you on the
o'clock
next
low,
one.
8 o'clock low.